Hi, everyone. Welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. I'm life coach JJ Joshua at JJ4FORinsight.com. I have been providing miracle-minded life coaching since 1992, and I'm excited to share something with you today. It's a very simple and powerful tool for true transformation for any kind of change. And it's very simple, and it is directed toward your inner child. And it's just this. It is a full, formal, written permission slip. Have you given yourself real permission to change? So we all have an inner child. It usually ranges from ages 5 to 10 in its emotional intelligence and development, and it doesn't get beyond that. It stays in us energetically. It resides in the lower belly area, and it's just there being a kid. Think third grader, basically. So if you think of yourself as a third grader, you need to get permission for everything you do. So in an aspect of our consciousness that's there, no matter how old we are, no matter what our life experience is, we still have that inner third grader or first grader, and it has power. And when you got that inner kid on board with you for any kind of change, I'm telling you, the power is amazing. No matter how old, that inner child has influence on your choices. So it's there waiting for permission. It works. And I'll give you a story about this. I had a client years ago who was very empowered in her life. Her life was, cooking on all cylinders, but no matter what she tried, she couldn't stop smoking. She really wanted to, but she just couldn't. She tried everything, hypnosis, all of it. So I said, well, let's try this. Let's do a permission slip. And we'll make it very simple. Just I give myself permission to stop smoking for the rest of my life. That's written down, and I'll tell you all about how to do one in just a minute. So simple. How to do it easily. I just give myself permission to stop smoking. And you read it 3 times a day and give it a shot. So she called me 2.5 days later. She said, I got to tell you what's happened. She started it very earnestly, and she was doing it about every hour, reading her permission slip in the way I directed. And then she had kind of an internal vision. That's what's neat about consciously working with your inner kid, because your inner kid, also known as the basic self or the young one, has an immediate connection, a direct connection to your higher self. It's got a direct link. This brain does not have a direct link to your higher self. You have to kind of work at that. But the basic self, the inner kid's got a hotline right there. So she was genuinely wanting change and giving herself permission. And she had an image. She said, I saw myself sitting in the kitchen one day, watching my mother, and she idolized her mother. She revered her. She loved her so much. And she really saw her mother as the role model for all women. So she was watching her mom in the kitchen, just being, beautiful and competent and helpful and funny and kind and beautiful. And she was smoking. And in her mind got locked in an image that the ideal woman is all of those qualities and smokes. So when she went to all those other change efforts to stop smoking, it was hitting up directly against her inner child's vision. And she also felt like she would be betraying her mother if she quit smoking. But she had the image, and she said, and then I heard this inner voice, this inner kid go, I hate those stinky things. And she said, boom, I just put them down. I cleared out all the cigarettes. I washed everything up. And she said, and I haven't smoked anything since yesterday, and I haven't had any cravings. Boom. That's how powerful the inner kid can be when you're wanting to make a change. And while I'm thinking about it, you might also want to visit 2 of my previously done videos on the secret to strong starts, part 1 and 2. So if you add permission slips to those 2 videos, now you've got yourself some real psychological and psycho-spiritual help to make change happen. So how do you do it? Well, It's fun. You want to write up a permission slip that an 8-year-old would enjoy looking at. So this is my version. I'm into gold stars. Colorful, simple, but you don't have to type it. You can write it. You can write it on a piece of, just any kind of paper, and you can use crayon or magic markers and just make it colorful. You always, always want to have it in writing, and you want to have your name on it and your date on it, and in simple form, simple words that an 8-year-old would understand on your permission slip. So not a long sentence and not all of your problems in your life or things you want to change. One specific one at a time. So for example, in 2021, I made a decision that I wanted to really up level my savings practice, my financial savings practice. So that meant I was going to get much more aggressive on the percentage of every dollar earned that went into savings, and more consistently. Well, that's all grown-up language, that, very clear, but it's grown-up language. So mine is, I give myself full and loving permission to save much more money from every dollar that comes in, to make and fill up my piggy bank and make it bigger and faster all the time, every day. Piggy bank, that's an 8-year-old's term for financial savings. And it's fun. Okay, so you're gonna write it clear, you're gonna have your name on it, make it look like an 8-year-old would want it to look like. And then you wanna activate your nervous system. So you don't wanna say, you don't wanna do this. I, Jennavieve Joshua, on this day, give myself full and loving permission to save more money from every dollar that comes in, and to fill up the piggy bank faster and faster and fatter. Now, this is neuroscience now and neurolinguistic programming. When you want to activate a change in your subconscious mind and your conscious mind, you've got to get the body into it. So when you're doing this, you can run one hand under the water, you can step on one foot, you can wiggle your bottom, you can speak in a Mickey Mouse voice. Every time you say it, you want to do it slightly different, but you want to get your body awakened. Curling your toes is also really effective for waking up your nervous system, even if you're wearing shoes. Anything you can do every time you read it, get your body into it, your nervous system, and your full attention, and have a smile on your face. And then you kind of give yourself a little hug, and you feel it for just a couple minutes. Wow, what would that really feel like if I actually did that change? If I actually changed that habit, what would it feel like? Give yourself at least 1 minute to kind of savor in that. That's what's called growing the good. That changes the neural pathways in our brain. And you might have a miracle, just like my client did, where something becomes so easy that once was hard for you. So I invite you to give yourself permission, written and formal permission, to have the life you want, to change a specific habit or pattern that is time to go. Start with this, then go look at those other 2 videos on the secret to strong starts, and be your best friend. You can vision a new life, you can manifest a new life, one bit at a time, with loving intention and activating your higher self as well as your inner child. As always, thank you for clicking in today. I so appreciate you being here. Be kind to your mind, and ta-ta for now.